This is Donnie at DFlow Crypto. No, it's been over a week since I last put a video out, but I wanted to make sure that I got this one out this weekend. This is an update on my $1,000 challenge that I released on April 1st. Um, just want to show you guys how my investments did for the month. But before we go into it, I do want to remind you guys that nothing in this video is financial advice. This is strictly for entertainment and just general informational purposes. If you guys decide to invest in anything that I talk about on these videos, definitely do your own research. And just remember that I'm not a professional in the financial world. These are just my choices for investments. But with that, just looking here, this is just an updated chart or spreadsheet of what I released in April. And these are all as of last night, so the last day of April. And just if you guys have been paying attention to anything with the crypto market, I'm sure you've seen that everything Bitcoin, Ethereum, AVAX, Cardano, Drip, any of these projects, whether they're big names like Bitcoin or small names, most of them have been dropping, especially the last month. But just in general, the last several months, there's been um, a pretty steady decline in the market. A lot of that coming from um, what's been going on in Ukraine, but even just the general economic situation. If you're in the U.S., you know there's several different things going on there with um, the interest rate hikes from the Fed and everything. So that's all playing a part in this. And it's not just a crypto market. There's issues in the stock market in general as well. But with that said, this is how my investments did for the month of April. You can see here to the left, this is what I initially put in. So Drip put 300, Elephant Money 150, then the trunk from Elephant Money was 150 as well. Seifu 300 and 100 in the Vaporfy, and then you can see the original uh, number of coins or tokens that I got for each of them for that money. If we go right here, these are just the fees and taxes, roughly estimated. I don't know for sure exactly. All these but Vaporfy are on Binance, so they're pretty low fees. And Vaporfy is on AVAX, so it's not too high of fees neither. And the thing is with Elephant Money, Trunk, and Seifu, you really don't use up any kind of fees because you're just letting them sit there. Except for the Trunk, you do reinvest kind of like you do with Drip, but it's not very much. It's just a few cents per transaction. Um, but with that, we go over here to monthly profit. And first, let's look at Drip. Only profited about $12.85. Actually, let me fit something here. There we go. Which isn't a lot. And the reason why it's not that much is because, just like everything else, Drip has been dropping in price too. I think when I bought in with the $300 investment, Drip was, I think, it was close to $40, I believe. And as of last night, when I figured out these totals, it was around 28. I think it was around 28. So I mean, I still got the percentage returns. I still got the 1% daily of my investment, and I kept compounding it, which is why instead of 8.883 tokens, I now have 11.766. But because the value went down, my actual profit went down as well. Still profit though, which is good. So the total value of what I have in Drip right now is $312.85. So that is good. And the thing is too is Drip's been around for a little over a year now, and Drip goes through these cycles anyway. So hopefully it should rise again, even if it gets back to half of its all-time high, which I think its all-time high was just short of 200 per Drip. This value will increase quite a bit just off of that. So let's move on down to Elephant Money. Now this is just the Elephant token, not the it's the auto compounding token that you don't have to do anything with. It just automatically just compounds continually throughout the day. One thing about Elephant Money, and I haven't covered Elephant in a video yet. It's the only one on this list that I haven't, and part of that is because Elephant Money had a situation where I believe it was some kind of hack. So some of I think some of their treasury was stolen. So the price of Elephant tanked pretty hard. which is why you're seeing here that the profit, like literally, I went from a value of 150 of elephant money down to 23.49. And you see where the tokens actually did gain. So I did still gain tokens, but I think even that was paused, so I didn't gain as much as I should have over that time span. So last I saw, which was a couple days ago, Elephant, they are working to try to correct this and get things fixed. Admittedly, I'm not super up to date on what's going on at the moment, but I will look into that. And again, I want to release a video on it. And with that, with Trunk, Trunk is supposed to stay pegged to about like a equivalent to like 1 BUSD or $1 per trunk. I haven't tried to sell any trunk, so I'm not sure how that's working at the moment. But assuming the peg has stayed, which I don't think it has, because what's backing trunk is 75% is BUSD, but then 25% is the Elephant token itself. And since Elephant token crashed so hard, Trunk probably isn't worth as much. But just assuming it's kept its peg, which again I'm pretty sure it hasn't, I would have profited $12.71, which would give me an end value of 162. So take that value for Trunk with a grain of salt, because I'm not completely sure at the moment. And then just with that said, before I even go on, if you want to invest in Elephant or Trunk, definitely do that with a lot of caution. Could be a good time to get in because it is so low at the moment, but also there will be more risk. Again, do your own research, but probably it could be a good entry point if it were to rebound. And again, with what has happened with Elephant and Trunk, this is another lesson into why you should diversify. No matter what kind of investing you're doing, that's why you should diversify, because something could fail. And in crypto, things can be really, really volatile. There's been a lot of rug pulls and just project failures over the last month too. So that's why I would never put all my eggs in one basket. But moving on from Elephant and Trunk, we got down to Seifu, which Seifu has been the all-star on this list. Admittedly, Seifu's actual value has gone down. Like per token, it is worth less than what it was when I invested in it. But because of the really high returns, percentage-wise on the tokens, we see that I went from 1.7245 tokens up to 3.38673, which more than offset how much the value went down, because I actually profited $248. I've taken my initial value of $300 up to $548. So not too far from doubling my money, even though the token value did go down a little bit over the last month. Now, one thing I was noticing with Seifu, which I want to pull it up right here. Let me get it. I think I can. Yeah, there we go. Seifu. Seifu's token it's had a fair amount of volatility, but it has been pretty good about staying at or just below 150. It hasn't dipped at all below, maybe like just below 140, and that was back at the beginning of the month, which I got in around this price, around like the 176. So actually where it is right now at 160 isn't a big drop off from where I was, but it has been as high as 222, which was pretty sweet, but obviously it kind of went back down. Again, the whole market is not doing so hot at the moment, so even Seifu is not immune to it, but it has had less volatility than a lot of other projects, though. So with that is my big winner for the month. So going over to Vaporfy, I put $100 in the Vaporfy. It had gotten me just under 5,000 of the token. At the end of the month, I ended up with over 6,600 of the token. Vaporfy's price dropped quite a bit, though. It actually dropped a lot more than what my returns could make up for. I did have about $1.50 in fees for the month for just compounding. But my profit actually in it is negative $54, almost negative $55. So my end value for the month is $45. Just looking here, Vapor. yeah, over the last month, the price of vapor has just been on a steady decline. When I got in, it was around 2 cents, and you can just see on this chart it's just been steadily going down. It's had some brief little spikes, but still just dropping. It's kind of been like this all year. I mean, it had a good recovery back in March, and it just started dropping again. Again, it's hard to say what some of these projects are going to do, because honestly, a lot of these projects were not around during a bear market. Like most of these were created. Actually, all of these, at least on this list, were created during a bull market. So I've seen a lot of YouTubers talk about this. Other people who've been in the crypto space a lot longer than me, predicting that most of these projects will not survive. Probably like 90% of them won't. Again, none of us know for sure. And then there's the whole question of which ones. But again, I would definitely diversify your investments. And I would say don't just invest in things like this. Don't invest in just like these DeFi and DGen projects. I would definitely invest in some of your bigger guys like Bitcoin, Ethereum, but also even outside of crypto, like look at the stock market, look at real estate, these different things. Just make sure you're not putting all your money into one type of asset. But again, do your own research. But with that, just kind of like a summary of how the month went. Initial investment was $1,000, about $2 in fees and taxes, and monthly profit was about $90. Admittedly, I'm making some assumptions with Trunk that might be a little bit lower than that, but that would give us an end of month value of a little under $1,100. So about a 9% return for the month, and almost all of that was from Seifu. So I think all things considering, the way the month went, that's pretty good. Obviously, wasn't the numbers I was expecting going into the month, but again, this is why I know I keep saying it is diversified, because having Seifu really saved my butt here when it comes to elephant money and vapor. So that's how April went for me. And I just again, guys, if you want to invest in these, do your own research. I'll make another update video for May, so I'll release that probably the first day or two of June, letting you guys see how these are going as time goes on, because I plan on doing this series of videos for at least a year. And over time, I might branch out into other investments, take some of the profits from one to go into another project. And it might even look at like maybe going into just a bigger chip crypto, like something like Ethereum, because Ethereum is going to go to proof of work, or not proof of work, proof of stake sometime later this year. I might do a little bit of that. Might do something with Bitcoin or whatever it might be, just to diversify within the space. And yeah, I will keep you guys updated on that. And also, sometime in the coming weeks, I do want to release a video on elephant money. Again, I want to do a little bit more research and help make sure I'm understanding what's going on better before I say anything about it. There are already a lot of videos out there from other content creators, so if you guys want to know something more immediately, definitely check those guys out. I know guys like James Pelton are really good, as well as my friend Andy. I don't have any affiliation with them, but they are guys that I've looked at as well. And I'll try to release another video in about within the next week. And let me know if there's anything you guys want me to make a video on. I can't make any promises that I will. It depends on what it is and how comfortable I am with the subject matter, but I will definitely see what I can do. And guys, just let me know if there's any suggestions in general for how the channel's going. Let me know if there's any things you like, any things you don't like. And if you do like what I'm putting out, I definitely subscribe, like the video, and thanks a bunch. I'll also have links at the bottom of the video for each of these projects. I know for Drip and Elephant and Vapor, there are referrals. I'll put my referral there. I would love it if you did use my referral, but definitely don't feel obligated. If you have a friend or somebody else that you want to use the referral link for, definitely do that. And one last thing before I wrap up, always remember to use a hardware wallet. I will harp on that as long as I make videos. They are definitely more secure than using just MetaMask or anything like that. But again, guys, thanks a bunch for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.